As much as I love a long-winded metaphor and a bunch of intro stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I really don't have time for that today. Here is the 2022 Lexus NX, and there is a whole bunch of new stuff to talk about. Come on, let's do it. Zooming even further out, the NX doesn't really change all that much compared to what's going on inside. Mostly just massages. The overall silhouette's the same, but the front end's a little more cohesive thanks to new headlights and a new grille. Yes, the NX is new inside and out, and it looks pretty sharp, but I am in here to bring you to the single most important part of the car right away, the infotainment screen. You see, Lexus's North American arm finally told Japan to go suck an egg, and under the tutelage of old Uncle Sam, we have this, Lexus Interface. Standard in 9.8 inches and optionally available in 14, Lexus Interface does a damn fine job of ridding the worlds of mouse pads, track pads, imaginary detents, and Zune-era graphics. The layout is clean with a quick access dock on the left side to hit all your important parts like music, phone, or car settings. Now, of course, the full screen navigation is pretty darn impressive and might be my favorite part, but if you prefer to play it closer to home, you can fill the whole screen with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto instead. The Lexus Interface is more than just a snazzy screen and some vastly improved processing power. There's a natural language voice assistant that will let you do pretty much anything inside the car. User profiles connect to the cloud, so when you log in a different interface-equipped vehicle, you have all your settings. And you can set your phone as a key, sharing it with up to 7 guests at once. Alright, with that out of the way, let's kind of zoom out a bit here. I really like the new interior on the 2022 NX. It looks a lot better than it used to. Everything is kind of driver-centric now. It's a little more tilted toward the driver, and even the visual lines on the center console kind of lead back toward Rome, so to speak. And speaking of the center console, anything I touch here, from the door panels, pretty much anywhere, looks and feels more expensive than it used to. There are now 4 trims of Lexus NX on offer. The base NX 250 uses a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, while the NX 350 picks up a new 2.4-liter turbo 4. Then we have the NX 350H, H meaning hybrid obviously, it's a traditional gas-electric hybrid, and at the top of the range is the NX 450H Plus, which in addition to being a mouthful is a plug-in hybrid with a 18.1 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack, good for about 36 miles of range. Since my time in the Arizona desert is limited, I have chosen to drive what Lexus believes will be its volume model, the NX 350 Turbo. The first thing I noticed when I got in the car was how quiet it was. It's definitely quieter than the old one, and it really only kind of gets road noisy when the road gets, well, crappy. But then again, this is something Lexus prides itself on no matter the model, whether it's expensive or not. Another high point is the suspension tuning. It's a little on the soft side, luxury car after all, but it doesn't really feel ponderous. When I throw it into a corner, I don't get worried about how much body roll there is. Would I call it dynamic? Maybe. I mean, it's pretty fun to toss around. This isn't an F-Sport, but I imagine that could be a little more interesting. Under the hood of the NX 350 is a new 2.4-liter turbocharged inline-4, making 275 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. Now, those are some pretty good numbers, but for some reason, it doesn't really feel as zippy and light on its feet as the old 4-pot used to. But then again, that's not really a problem. There's plenty of torque down low in this thing, and it feels good all across the rev range. Can't complain. Like I said, there's a lot going on here with this little Lexus, and I think this compact luxury SUV will do a pretty good job of swooping up some young urban professionals who are on the hunt for something stylish yet technologically forward. The 2022 Lexus NX goes into production at the tail end of this year, and prices will range from about $38 grand for a base 250 with front-wheel drive, all the way up to $55,000 for the plug-in hybrid. Now, I know I only really talked about one trim in the video, and don't worry, keep your eyes peeled to Roadshow. We'll have as many in-depth reviews as we can of all the variants that we can get our hands on in the future. And in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and whatever else my producer in the shotgun seat is telling me to say.